What's up again, everybody? With everybody being sort of holed up in their houses and all events sort of being canceled completely, it gets a little bit lonely, and you may want to play some Flesh and Blood, right? But you can't go to the store that you play at, your local game store, because they're closed. Well, if you're lucky, you could, but if you're like me, you can't go to your local game store and play any of these games because, like I said, they're all shuttered and you're only able to order through them. So I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can play Flesh and Blood over the internet with others. Okay, starting with the way that I've actually used the least. This is Untapped.in. You can see it up there at the top. Untapped.in is a place where you can play a bunch of different card games, and one of those card games, thanks to community support, I forget who actually punched in all the cards, but thanks to community support, one of the card games you can play is Flesh and Blood. So the way that you would do that, first of all, you get yourself an Untapped.in account. You go to Untapped.in and you go over here to create deck. Once you go to create deck, you pick custom collectible card game. Wow, I just blanked on CCG there for a minute. And then you give it, the deck, a name. You're going to create your deck. Okay, so let's pick the best name that we can possibly think of. I don't know. Okay, so we've created our deck. Now from this point, we are literally just going to add the cards that we're going to search for into our deck. So for example, if we wanted to make like, oh, I don't know, like a Rune Blade deck, and we wanted to have read the runes. Read, oh god, the runes. I can't spell, apparently. So here's read the runes. This is the red version, the blue version, and the yellow version. So what do? Well, we literally just drag this and drop it in the starts in main deck area. Okay, you can drag it multiple times. You can get the blue ones in there. Come on, get the blue ones in there. Get the yellows. You just throw them all in there, right? Now, you do have to be aware, like, oh, I've put 3 of these in. I got to make sure I put 3, and because you can go over, like I can put 4 in there. Whoops. You know, if you really want to make sure you got Mordred Tide, you just bring those in. Now, as far as, there we go. As far as the heroes themselves, again, it's the same exact thing. You're just going to search for them. So, like, if I wanted to put in Nebula Blade as a weapon, Nebula Blade, I search for Nebula Blade, I grab it, and then I put it in the starts in play section, drop that in, boom, and then that's going to start on the screen in play. You do the same thing with the hero, the same thing with your armor. Iron Rot, kind of a weird thing I've never spelled before. Let's just say you wanted to use the old school Iron Rot legs. Okay, you just drag those into starts in play. Anyway, you create your deck. I'm not going to sit here and do this. Oh, if you wanted like side decks, like you know how you're supposed to make an 80 card deck, you can literally just put the other ones in your second deck. There's all this stuff that you can add. Okay, you create your deck and you save your deck. I forget where the save button is. Anyway, oh, it's up here. Duh. And then from this point, you're going to go ahead and set up a game. So you go to game and custom. Come on. My internet's slow right now. It's still loading. It's still loading. Well, from here, there we go. Oh, it loaded right as it refreshed, of course. Okay, so it was loading all of these different games. So these are a bunch of people playing a bunch of different games. But then you can go and you can create like a new game, like I said. Uh-oh, I made it load again, didn't I? Nevertheless, you go create a new game. You select your game, which is a custom CCG. You add your deck to it, and then you invite someone to join you. It's that simple, okay? Everything starts in play, and then you just sort of drag and drop, move things as you would. Rather than sitting here and waiting for it to reload, we're going to show you the one that I actually would use a little bit more than this one. The reason I don't use this one is it felt like a lot of setup for myself. Here's that whole thing. Felt like a lot of setup for myself. Oh, look, fab. Boom, someone's already playing. That's pretty cool. Nevertheless, I have an account here and I know how to create a deck, so if I wanted to, I could hop on here, invite someone, and we could play. Here's the second way. That was way number 1. Second way. Second way is called, let me turn on the screen. Boom. Tabletop Simulator. Okay, so I want to give credit where credit is due. Tabletop Simulator is a great way to play any game, but Flesh and Blood, especially now that KP Michael got permission and then went ahead and created a room for you to play it. So the way that you would access this, first of all, Tabletop Simulator is a game on Steam. Steam is a game service produced by Valve. If you don't have Steam, download Steam. If you don't have Tabletop Simulator, buy it. It's pretty cheap. Usually it runs super cheap. I think I bought my copy for $5, but I got it on one of those deals sites. Nevertheless, it's a couple of bucks, but it's highly worth it because you can play a ton of things on it. I used to play Keyforge on it. Anyway, so you download this, and then you go to this little link where it says Steam Workshop. I'll literally navigate it to you. Where is it? Put the window capture back up so you can see. Here it is, Steam Workshop, Flesh and Blood TCG, including Arcane Rising. You subscribe to it, and that's it. That's really it, because then once you go back to Tabletop Simulator, you can create a multiplayer game. You can give it this name. There's my sweet password, look out. Create a server, and then you should have access to this. So you've added it to your subscribed list. You should see it here. You click that, you hit load, and you're presented with this straight up full 3D board. You can move it around. So right now I'm clicking the scroll button on my mouse to click and hold, and then I can move this around this way. I can scroll in to zoom in. I can scroll out to zoom out. I can right click and rotate around the place. I am currently, this is me, so I'm sitting at this portion of the table. If someone else comes in and joins the room, they can sit at that portion of the table. These are all of the cards in Arcane Rising, if you wanted to access them. Looks like these are the generics from Welcome to Wrath. So literally every card is here. And the way that you would create your deck in this is, well, one, you can literally just click and drag a card. But instead of having to do that, you can right click, search. This is every card that's in that little deck. As you can see, there's a little magnifying glass icon. Literally every card in that deck. And then you just grab the ones you want and you pull it out. Now you may ask, DM Armada, what if I wanted 3 of these reds and 3 of these, oh god, and 3 of these yellows? Well, that's easy. You just put your mouse over that, Control C. I'm not even clicking, just Control C and then Control V. Control V. And then you can like stack them onto each other and it'll auto stack. Same thing here, Control C, Control V, Control V. You can go like this, I think hitting G, drag and click and drag, and then hit G, it'll group it, watch. G, it'll group. And you just click and hold, drop it in, boop, and now I have a 7-card deck. If you want it to be face down, you just press F for flip. You can flip it up, you can flip it down, click and hold till you pick it up, drop it in your deck slot. If you want to draw cards, you can literally just put your cursor over the deck and press the number whatever you want to draw. So if you want to draw 4, you just press 4 and you draw it. Now you can see the cards down there, but your opponent can't. So if someone was sitting in this table, they would not see what I have. Look, I drew all of these indexes. If you wanted to see like your hand up close, you could, for one, you could literally just like middle click one of these cards. I think you can also like press Alt and it'll show a bigger version. So there's all these little commands, and then you want to play one, you just drag it out there, drop it down, drag it over to graveyard. It actually moves really quick. You could throw things across the table. Hiya! If you're very angry at your opponent for blocking your attack. If you want to draw 1, 2 more cards, draw one there. You can grab something, you can flip it up. I banished that thing. It's banished face up. You can just, I mean, it's super easy to mess with. And then if you like end up just destroying something, like, oh man, look at all these cards. They're all, oh, I deleted this thing. Delete, whoops. Just hit Control Z. Hey, look at that. And then you can Control Z some more. And then the best part about Tabletop Simulator, when your opponent beats you, you can literally click flip and then you just walk away. So the table's gone. Like you're angry at that person, so you just walk away. Ooh, one thing I forgot when I was doing this originally, I'm like editing the video currently, and then I realized, oh, I didn't tell you how to actually save a deck. So let's pretend you have your deck, okay? Here's my amazing deck that breaks all of the rules. I'm just adding a bunch of cards. Okay, here's my deck. I'm just gonna grab them, hit G, make sure all of them are selected. Okay, there's my deck, okay? Now I'm going to save this so that I don't have to build it every single time. Right? If you just build a bunch of your decks, right? Just build like 3 decks or 4 decks, whatever, all sitting down and just do it real fast. Build. You can then save them so you never have to use these cards again. Just get rid of them. You can play whenever. So you right click, you go to Save Object, you give it a name, Terrible Deck. And now this is an object, okay? And what that means is if you go up to Objects and you click that and you click Saved Objects and you look, oh, here's the old AOA decks I was playing. There's Terrible Deck. and then you literally just drag it out there. Look, now I have 2 copies of Terrible Deck. They're the same thing. See, I could pull the same. It's in the same order too. If you want to know how to shuffle a deck, by the way, you just let's pretend this is a deck. You just take this and you hit the R, and it shuffles. Anyway, there's a bunch more commands. Look it up, figure it out. It's pretty easy, pretty intuitive overall. Not the worst thing in the world, and it's pretty fun. There's a chat feature in it where you can talk, voice chat, that sort of stuff. Back to the normal video. Boom. So that's way number 2, and this is a really great tool. It's great for a lot of different games. So if you're interested in playing any board game, like I should just go back. And there's ways to tap cards so that you can move them to the sides, and you know, there's like a lot of little commands that you can do. It's very intuitive once you start to mess around with it. Don't mind the chat down there, but look at all of these different games that people are playing. And it's very easy to just hop into any of these. If they're unlocked, wow, it's still going. Good Lord, I'm trying to make a video here. Can we just pause? Nope, nope, stop. Okay, so like if I wanted to play Mansions of Madness, I could literally just hop into this game and join, but unfortunately there's 2 of 2. You know, it's like the old school server system. If you played like old school computer games, oh, this hits me right there. That's nostalgia, love it. So that's way number 2. Okay, way number 2 complete. Now, here's way number 3, and this is gonna be a bit mind-blowing. It's a little complicated, but it's the way that I've used perhaps the most out of anything I've ever played. And it's literally this. I take this webcam, I turn it this way, you ready? I turn it this way, hello. And then I adjust this thing here, and I point it down. That's literally way number 3. I got my microphone. Let me make this a little easier for you to see. Full camera, go. This is literally a playmat on my desk, okay? All you do is take this, take your little webcam. I even have, like, for the longest time, this is how I play this game called Dice Masters. If you don't know what Dice Masters is, it's a great game where you're trying to, it's very chess-like. You're trying to outplay your opponent by purchasing things and playing them down and attacking, that sort of stuff. Kind of like Magic the Gathering, but with dice. It's chess at 90 miles an hour. Anyway, so I do this like multiple times a week. We literally just set up webcams, point it at the screen, point it at the screen, that doesn't make any sense. Point it at the playmat, have our little dice or our little cards, and then you just play from hand. If someone asks, you can show them how many cards are in your hand, right? You pitch for stuff, oops. You get the picture, right? You're playing cards. By the way, this is a terrible deck. Don't ask what's in this deck. It's terrible currently, but that's literally way number 3. Now, how do you get into contact with people, and where do you actually go to see other people's? Well, that's easy. Let me bounce back to my other screen. Ka-cha. So here I am in a Google Hangouts. Literally, I just went to the Google Hangouts website and joined a Google Hangouts room. It kind of just creates a random room for you. You have access here to your camera down at the bottom, but I'm currently using my camera, so it doesn't connect. So apologies, I can't give you like a full demo. It is currently using my microphone along with what I'm using to record, so it's kind of got both technically. But all you do is join Hangout, and then you can invite people. You could give them the URL at the top, which you can't see, or you can just hit invite people and copy the link and then share it with someone. So this is super easy to do this way. I wish I could turn my camera on, you could see, but it's literally just, it's that. And then they pop in and you click down at the bottom right where my cursor is, and their screen shows up, and you're just playing and you're talking over Google Hangouts and you're seeing each other's mats. Okay, that's way 1. Way number 2 would be to use Discord. So I'm gonna pop over to Discord, and again, hope that I don't give away a bunch of personal information. Spoiler alert. Nope. Okay, so like we could literally just go into Discord. If we were friends and we wanted to play, look, there's some friends I have, then we would just video call each other. So call, literally that. And it pops up with your video screen, it pops up with their webcam screen. That's literally it. Okay, and then you just play with paper cards, right? Which is great, and it feels wonderful, especially if you own the cards that you want to play with. It is great. I highly recommend playing paper as well. And if you don't have the cards that you want to play with, or you want to give other things a try, then I highly recommend hopping onto either Untapped.in or to Tabletop Simulator. So there's 3 ways that you can play even while you're quarantined like me. Okay, we may not be together face to face, but we can still get together and play some fun games. If you liked this information, if you liked this video, give me a like and a subscribe. We are very close to 1,500 subscribers, which means I want to do like a giveaway, but I also need some ideas about what would be good to give away, because since we're all kind of cooped up, it is a little hard for me to go and get things. That would be illegal right now, and they could arrest me, so they say. So I need ideas for what you would be interested in for a giveaway. As always, everybody, thanks for watching.